Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe. God, welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeks. Where we encourage you to stay geeks. Listen, we are back yet again with a brand spanking new one. It's your boy Real. Plus, we got my cuz Will. We got BA in the building, and the man showing off again is Big J. Listen, I'm glad you guys are here geeking out with us on a Saturday morning. If you guys are new to the channel, you're into geek content involving movies and television, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. And also, too, everybody hit them likes up for us today, man. We definitely could use your help to build that algorithm up. We're still working on that, trying to get the channel to grow. We had a few more subscribers. We appreciate that. Also, too, follow us on Cuz We Geek Clips. We post the short, condensed versions of the show on that channel. All right, fellas, y'all ready to get to it, man? We got a lot to get into today, man. So let's go ahead and get to it. So, main topic. I guess if y'all seen the thumbnail, y'all already know what the main topic is. So check it out. James Gunn has officially announced the Superman saga. So this is what he's talking about right here. Let's go ahead and let the folks at home see that. He says, I have already finished the treatment for the next story in what'll be called the Superman saga. He has written the treatment for the next film in the series and hopes to begin filming soon. So, B, I think this is one of the things me and you were talking about a couple shows ago about the kind of the idea. I think we kind of talked about a little bit of, but now we're starting to get clarity of what is the plan here. But cuz, what's your opinion on this, man?
It makes me.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm ready for it. It's going to be interesting what their game plan is. If they will roll out with a second Superman before they have their first Batman. To me, it wouldn't make any sense. I'm glad that he has it already prepped for it. So having the treatment, I see it as the baseline of it, but not necessarily the true, like, have everything done at that point, because you don't have your Batman yet. Because that'd be rough to have two Superman movies and no Batman yet. But it does give me excitement of the fact that he's starting to get further ahead as far as their timeline and planning out the movies. And I think they'll still keep it as far as no guarantees until they have a true script. But just the fact that they're planning further and further out is really great. And this is going to be a great run for DC over the next few years, just how they're planning and getting everything set up. What you got, Big J?
Well, so I was hearing some stuff that kind of makes sense now, because a while back that James Gunn said that the next Superman movie wouldn't be a true Superman movie, but more of a, like a team up or something, but not the Batman team up. And so I don't know if y'all heard the rumors of what it could be, where they're talking about them doing like because they want to bring in Brainiac, and since Brainiac is more the Supergirl villain as well, because of the bottling her town or her city in Krypton. And her having the backstory, they said they would make it like a Superman family movie versus Brainiac, which makes sense that he's not the only star of the movie. And then she would have already just been established in her movie. It kind of makes sense to bring the two together and do that. Now, like I said, where are you waiting on them to set up a Batman? We know that they're trying to let Matt Reeves do his trilogy, which that's supposed to be finished, I think, by 2040. So if you're going to wait for them to do that, to introduce, he's going to be older than Henry Cavill is now by the time you do that.
Oh man,
because
you're not wrong.
No, go ahead, BJ. Go ahead.
No, I just say, because you know what they said, they were saying that if they were to start shooting that after because they've already wrapped Supergirl, they're doing post production. If they start shooting that next year, they said they could release the same time as Matt Reeves' second Batman movie, because they ain't start shooting that either. So it's like,
they're not shooting that until I think they said the end of the year.
That's what I'm saying. So that'd be coming out the end of 2027. So you could have, that. So like I said,
is it Big J?
But that's what I'm saying. So think about it. If you wait until he finishes his trilogy to introduce your Batman, that may be, like, you may be looking at this like 2035, something like that. So like, it doesn't make sense to wait. Either they need to let that be the last one of the Batman sequel, and move on, or because like I said, I don't think having two Batman movies is gonna make a lot of sense to people that I know. I know, but I just don't think two simultaneous Batman movies that are in different universes is gonna make sense to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Go ahead, BA.
I think that this is clearly what he was talking about, what he was alluding to. We just couldn't like narrow it down. But if they take the approach of, I don't know, maybe All Star Superman or something along those lines, um, they already have Lois there. Maybe Lois and Superman. He might give her the little potion so she's Superman for
That's what I was thinking too.
small amount of
Thinking too.
time to assist in this. I agree. I think Brainiac is the clear villain here. That they can introduce in Supergirl and then carry it over to this movie. You don't want I don't you don't want to be Brainiac in one movie.
Yeah.
And then especially if you start to tie in the storyline that Brainiac was the one that pretty much caused the uh, uh, explosion of Krypton. I think that's the way to go. Just don't say it happened out of randomness or somebody. No, let it be him. Let it be him, the main person that's doing it, so that Supergirl has her ties, and then Superman can go through that process. If they tie in also the Superman is dying storyline as well, with his cells and stuff like that because he got too close to the sun or whatever. If they tie that in as well, I think that gives a timeline type of a movie, like a countdown type of a movie. Like, yo, he has a limited time to assist, and y'all need to find out what's going on. And it makes sense because Lex is happily going to Belle Greaves, like Belle Reeves or whatever. So he might find something there that might assist in this process. Who knows what's being housed there that he can get his fingers on. He might be close buddies with Amanda Waller out of nowhere, and she might use him for his assistance. He might have something to do with getting Brainiac out of this, bringing him here in a sense. Like, we don't know where they can go with that because they open up so many doors for Lex in the first one with the dimensional travels and all that. So I'm for it. I'm here for it. I didn't know where they was going with it at first, as we talked about. Like, I don't need 5 or 6 Superman flying around, but it seemed like it's gonna be maybe one, Supergirl, Superman, and maybe one or two others.
Probably Crypto.
Crypto, whatever. Not necessarily the whole entire family, and that's what I didn't want. I didn't want the whole family to be a part of it. So there's that.
Yeah, I think. I remember I told you, BA, it was Zaslav that said it. So I think he might have misspoke a little bit, but technically he didn't because Supergirl and Superman are family. So I guess he's saying like they're a family, so super family. So that makes sense. Big J, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm surprised you're on board with this. I told BA on that show me and him did. I said, bro, I thought you was gonna kill this.
Why?
Because you I know you tired of the team ups and all that stuff, and you want to see true, standalones and all that with a Gunn story or whatever. And I was real surprised. I said, man, I know Big J gonna kill this, but
If it
because
makes sense. If it makes sense.
Yes. So I didn't. What you heard? I heard the same thing. Before I heard it, I was like I said, me and BA was in here guessing like who are gonna be in the movie. He talking about Zaslav talking about super family and all that stuff. We're like, bro, they're gonna have like 85 super power people on the screen. I'm not. I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, who you gonna get powerful enough to stop all of them, right?
Mhm.
So, if you keep it to Superman and Supergirl, that'll work. Let me give y'all what they should take liberties from with this movie. BA, you're close on what you said. If y'all go back and go on HBO Max and watch Superman Unbound, if they can implement that to this movie, that's perfect right there. That right there, the fact that Brainiac has something to do with Kandor, Superman doesn't know of him yet. Supergirl is telling him about him, and that's when Superman goes and does something about it or whatever. That's how you can introduce Brainiac into this. Because like you said, Supergirl, Brainiac kind of being a Supergirl villain or whatever, that's how you can implement him in this story. With that, we've been asking for Brainiac to be on the big screen for 115 years. We finally gonna, from what it sounds like, we're gonna finally get him. So
Okay.
I'm just waiting on the fact, man, that we can finally get I don't know if we're gonna get like a true Superman sequel. I guess this is probably as close as we're gonna get it, right? Because we We didn't get it with Man of Steel and all that stuff. We don't. I guess we're not getting it here, but he's going to be the main focus. I'm with you too, BA. I think I did hear James Gunn bring up the fact that they might introduce Superwoman as Lois Lane when she takes that potion like she did in All-Star Superman, and she did here in this recent comics where Superman was fighting Time Trapper and he had gave her his powers and all that stuff. So I mean, I don't even want to go that route, but knowing James Gunn, he do all that kind of off the wall stuff. He might go that route from what it sounds like. But yeah, I agree with y'all, man. This sounds interesting. It definitely has piqued my interest. Now, let me ask y'all this, because me and BA talked about this on the show a couple weeks, about a week ago. So it sounds like James Gunn he got the treatment already. You already know how James Gunn works. If he starts on the script, he get done about a month or two, and he ready to go. Are y'all cool with the fact that this is going to come out before other projects like a Batman and Wonder Woman and all that's coming out? Are y'all cool with that? 'Cause I know me and BA talked about it.
I'd rather have a Batman before second Superman, but yeah, at the pace that Matt Reeves is going, if it's already set up and ready to go, then it's fine. It seems like it'll be, and they shortened the window as far as the timeline as well. I'm good with it. I'll be that's great. Just give me great stories, so I'll be good with that.
What you, BJ?
I'm saying thing like I said. As long as the stories make sense, if the flow makes sense, I mean, yeah, you might do something with another introduced character. I know they said they're gonna introduce. I think Mr. Terrific has his own spinoff show coming, which we've all been talking about we want to see. And then, but like I said, maybe if you do a Lobo something, since he's going to be introducing the Supergirl, he'd be interesting to see also. I know they said they're not going to do Aquaman for a while because they don't want to confuse people with Momoa and just having the second Aquaman movie a couple years ago. So they want to do something different. So they said it'll be a while before we see Arthur. So like I said, there's only so much you can do. And if they don't have Wonder Woman ready yet, we know we're not going to see Batman. I don't know who else you really could introduce in the meantime. I mean, you got tons of people, but they cancel the Authority thing or push it so far back. So I don't know what they would introduce.
But that's the thing. Like, what about our pillars?
And that's what I want to question you on, Rel. We understand the Trinity for DC.
Right.
With the route they're going, I mean, it's only one person that has, I guess, uneasy foundation when it comes to that, and that's Wonder Woman. I think that's the one that could be replaced. I'm not saying that it's going to be, but if you continue to push Supergirl and we fall in love with Supergirl, we're not going to. Fans aren't going to want Wonder Woman like that, especially the younger ones that don't understand the trilogy, the Trinity. They don't know nothing about it. They're just watching movies. They're in the movie age and not the lore age of it. So last I checked, Wonder Woman 84 was trash. It was garbage, right? It underperformed and everything. It did.
Don't say that in front of BJ, bro.
Hey, it is what it is. Wonder Woman 1 was great. Wonder Woman 1 got about $800 million out the box office, but Wonder Woman 2 was trash, and that was COVID, right during COVID, right after. So, it's opportunity for someone to take that mantle. And like I said, if fans fall in love with the Supergirl story, and she has a tremendous story to tell, then that's going to be your new Trinity. We still love Batman because Batman's Batman. You still clearly going to love Superman. Let Supergirl start to win over these hearts, and then next thing you know, she might be in an animated series. She on cartoons and showing up at Nickelodeon, Splash, and all this other stuff. Like yo, they're gonna love her if she does a spectacular job. So you might be in a situation, and I think I thought I'd never say this. Wonder Woman could be replaced.
What you say, BJ?
I think she's, once again, I think Supergirl, although she has an interesting backstory, I think she's too similar. I mean, she has the same power set as Superman. So I don't think that they would look at that and be like, and I know Wonder Woman is also godlike powers, but she's different. She's got a different history.
She got a lasso.
Well, plus she can't just inherently fly
and
all the time.
And an invisible jet. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say she can't fly on her own. She got her invisible jet.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question though, real quick before you finish, BJ. Is she gonna be able to fly in James Gunn's universe?
I don't think so. I think she'll.
You bastards.
But I mean, the thing is, Wonder Woman is like I said, with her Greek history, the Greek affiliations and all that, I think
Mhm.
that they got to open up that side of it too. Like I said, the only problem is once again, it's with James Gunn with the we're not gonna start a movie until the script's ready thing. If they can't find a good script for Wonder Woman, then yeah, don't rush and do another Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah. No.
So let's like I said, let it breathe. And like I said, if you need to go off and do, I mean, if you need to bring in Martian Manhunter, we ain't really seen him. So do something like, bring in other characters and finish fleshing out the world. But you need to do something strong to bring Wonder Woman in probably the next year or two. Otherwise, like I said, she could fall by the wayside to be an afterthought, like B.A. was saying. But I mean, like I said, in the same token, they did. The problem is with the Batman situation, because Matt Reeves did a good job on the first Batman, and then they did a better job on Penguin. People want to see that world now, and then, so now you committed. You have to do a Penguin season 2, and then you're gonna do the Batman 2, and like I said, people want to are investing in that, and then they don't want to commit to him being the Batman because he doesn't fit tonally
Mhm.
into that world. So what do you do? Do you let them finish that story and cash in on the money, or do you just cut that off and say, well, we're going to introduce our new Batman, Alan Rickman, come on in, and scrap that whole story after you've invested all the money and the time in that world too, and it's
Yeah.
popular. Didn't Penguin win? Like, I think Penguin probably won Emmys and stuff. So
I think it won all the Emmys.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like
So
it was a good show. I watched all of it. I was like, man, and so I want to see more of that Sophia and all that crew. So you set it up to be good, and now you're like, oh, we're gonna scrap all that. Or like I said, it's not gonna be important. It's gonna be weird. So you really need to let that breathe. And then, like I said, you may not be able to introduce Batman for 4 or 5 years now because you already have a Batman because they didn't think it out. They were just throwing stuff against the wall.
in which look, it's far too late to scrap it because you started the Penguin, like you said. You let the Penguin show come out. So and success with the show, success with the movie and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a little too late to scrap it. Now, like I said, I heard what B said on the last show. I hear what he's saying. I think that Wonder Woman is too much of an iconic character to just say like forget it. They're gonna have to, of course, they're different characters as far as like their personalities and stuff. Like I said, with Supergirl being a broken character, Wonder Woman being more in the vein of like Superman, not as gullible, but kind of more closer to Superman as far as a personality and the way she carries herself. So it'll be a little bit different. Um, this is my thing. I brought this up a while back. I just don't like the fact that we have to continue to wait for Matt Reeves, knowing he's the slowest working guy in Hollywood, before because like I was saying with the whole Trinity and the pillars and all that stuff. One of the pillars is Batman, but we can't prop that pillar up until he's done with whatever he's doing, and that's the part that's frustrating with me. I guess it's one reason why they're trying to fast track Wonder Woman because, like I said, you guys to get your pillars up. You got Superman about to have 18 movies already. They took the writers and stuff off of Teen Titans and put them on Wonder Woman. So that's that right there. Oh, another thing too. Going back to the James Gunn thing. So James Gunn, like I said, they said he already done with treatment. He's pretty much touching up the script or whatever, and he's gonna be done. And like I told BA, what he does is as soon as he's done with that script, it go right into green light and starting production. You're getting your your cast and all that stuff and everything. If he's moving this fast, like when we really gonna get other people to kind of match his speed as far as getting these projects up? Because like I said, we've been talking about Wonder Woman for about a month now, and we haven't heard anything close to them having a treatment yet. So when we gonna have anything else other than whatever James Gunn is producing? Because think about it, y'all. The first 3 projects that we've had so far in the DCU have been James Gunn projects.
Well, you know why though? Because if he's the boss and he's the head creative, and he can greenlight whatever he does because what he does is going to be great in his mind. You know what I'm saying? So, but also, like you said, the problem is the way James Gunn works. Because remember, he did that what was that show? The Christmas special for Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he said he wrote that in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that was pretty good. But like that's the problem. If he moves that fast and he can work that fast, he did that while he was shooting another movie. He wrote that in 3 days, just goofing around, and put out that. So that's the problem. Like if he can do that, who else is going to keep up? Like so, we know Matt Reeves can't do it. You need someone who can fit his tone
Bro, him and Matt Reed complete opposite, man. He's the fastest, Matt Reed's the slowest. That's crazy, bro. You got opposite people, but my bad, go ahead.
No, to say you got to find somebody that matches his tone and the energy that he brings, and
Ace.
it's hard to find somebody like that. I mean, there's creative people out there, but like I said, someone who can totally match what he's trying to build with the DCU, that can write a script that he would approve of, and can come in with quick quality scripts and be able to go. Like I said, we're not seeing him able to find that, especially when he has a clear vision in his mind.
So you don't think it's an issue? It's gonna be an issue?
It could be, like I said. I mean, it could be where it's the James Gunn DCU where he writes everything. Because remember, he's all like people said, James Gunn himself is also kind of a celebrity, and he's his own brand now. So people look for, like when they were doing the press tour for Superman, he was talking as much as the actors, if not more, because people wanted to hear what he had to say. And people still are interviewing James Gunn, trying to find out what James Gunn, and like look at the Creature Commandos. Who's at the beginning and end of every show? It's James Gunn typing on the typewriter. You know, so he's kind of being known for, he's branding himself. And like I said, unless you find somebody else who's as creative and as, productive as him, it's going to be harder for him to build a universe with other people if they're not on board like him.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it the urgency to have the Trinity out there? I say that to say, we in Marvel, in the MCU, like Avengers, like all of them together, that came after Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, and then they threw in Thor, and then they got Captain America, and then Avengers. So we might be just wanting stuff like a little too soon. He's saying he might be trying to establish just this is the universe in itself. Like, yo, you got Superman. Superman is firmly established now. He got 2 movies to his credit, well, 1.5. All right, Supergirl, firmly established. She's good. She's goated almost already. Boom. Now we can bring in Batman to this already established part of it, and he can have his own movie. And then now we're waiting for them to team up even more after that. So I just say, like, Marvel, the first Avengers was pretty good, but you didn't get Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and then Iron Man 2, Captain America. No, they did what sold first. Iron Man was their cash cow at the very initial start of it. He got his 2 movies out the way. We was fully invested in Marvel by that point. If you throwing Hawk in the middle of that.
I'm not saying to rush to the Justice League, but I just would like to see the established Batman going into it, because I would be perfectly fine with them having each like 2-3 movies before even doing the Justice League. That's my main thing. Is just having them established. Not necessarily, like I said, it's not to rush to the Justice League. It's just to get them established within the universe, so that you know who your Batman is, who your Wonder Woman. It's just to have it established, because right now you just have your Superman and your Supergirl, and it's once you start to introduce your Batman, now you can have additional characters of Batman. Once you introduce Wonder Woman, now you have additional characters from Wonder Woman. That's all it is. It's just building that up, not necessarily rushing to the Justice League part.
And I think it was different too with Marvel, because Marvel's characters weren't recognizable. Nobody really knew who Iron Man was. So let's give him a couple movies to get to know who this guy is. We know who Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman are. Those are recognizable IPs from people who don't even read comics. So that's why if you want to establish this brand new universe and get people on board with this brand new universe, you establish it by bringing in which is why James Gunn started with Superman. And he said that you got to start with your heavy hitters. You got to start with the more recognizable IPs. And you already laid out a plan to have Superman and of course Batman. Cause I said last show, BA, I don't know why they didn't start with Wonder Woman. Wasn't one of those, because you have Zaslav, who runs all of the Warner Brothers, already say that yes, she is a pillar. She's one of the pillars. If he can understand that, then I know James Gunn understands that. And if James Gunn understands that, then he knows that these are recognizable IPs that you are going to have to establish to build your world around. It's like you having a big 3 on a team and you building around that big 3. That's how you make your team successful, especially in today's time with a universe that you're trying to start over and you're trying to reestablish.
He said, "I'm creating my own big three." That's what he said.
Kendrick.
That's what he said. I'm creating my own big three.
Nah, y'all let
Nah,
Superman
it's
like
just Big Me.
LeBron, huh?
Because you don't think James knows this? You don't think James knows?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So like, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares what the average person wants. I don't think he cares what they say that it's supposed to come out when it's supposed to come out. If he did, then those resources that he just spent on Supergirl would have went right to Wonder Woman. It would have been right, like, okay, I got Superman out the way. I'm focusing on Wonder Woman because I got to get her out. Okay, I got that out. All right, Matt Reeves, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to go ahead on and focus on Batman. Like, I'm going to put my focus there. He said, no, I'm going to do it my way, and this is what I got. Oh, I got an idea for the Superman saga. I'm rocking out with it. I'm doing it my way, and we just got to go. How about this? How about this? This is a way to get Batman. How about they don't figure out Brainiac? How about they lose 2 times in a row to Brainiac? So Supergirl movie and the Superman saga. And they need someone to counter whatever Brainiac is thinking about. And then they usher in Batman from there. I like
Actually,
he could be a savior.
They don't even got to lose to him, BA, because like you know how Brainiac works. Brainiac is kind of like Ultron. He always leave that little bit of piece of something behind to where he can grow into something else. Like you don't even got to. You could beat him. You just know that hey, I didn't get everything cleaned out or whatever. And he's gonna be some kind of computer system over here somewhere regrowing or whatever.
Rebooting.
So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, but no, I hear y'all, man. Oh, go ahead, BJ. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. So we may, as audience, be patient and trust the process and all that. How long before Warner Brothers is like, hey, we need y'all to go ahead and get to the Justice League. We need our Avengers moment. We need this $1.5 billion movie to come out. And they step in, and even though Peter Safran and James Gunn are the heads, you already know Warner has a history of, let's go and put the hammer down and let's speed past all this. Forget all this if y'all trying to do. We need to introduce us. We need to sell some toys. Come on, man.
BJ, you keep talking about the old regime, bro. That's not how they it's not how this regime moves, man. It's a brand new regime.
I'm talking about for the last 50 years of DC and Warner Brothers.
And that's what I was saying. This is a new regime. What you said, if Walter Amada and them was still there, then yes, I 1,000,000% agree with you, bro. Like, yeah, I'd be a little nervous. This is we have not seen David Zaslav move like that. Now he cut projects, but we never seen him fast track projects just because. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's giving James Gunn them full autonomy over there. At he said that before, and James Gunn had talked about that before. Him and Peter Safran talked about that. They gave him full autonomy. Now the only person he answered to, just like when he was over at Disney, is the big gun who was Kevin Feige, and in this case, is David Zaslav. I don't see him doing that. I think he trusts, especially after, like I just said, we're gonna talk about it here in a little bit. Three successful projects under James Gunn so far for DC. I think he trusts his judgment, kind of like I guess what BA was saying. Like let the man cook or whatever. So yeah, no, I don't think David Zaslav gonna step in and say, man, give my Justice League right now. I think he's trusting the process. As a matter of fact, he's the one who came out and said this is a 10-year project. So that's why I said, like, yeah, I think he trusts James Gunn, especially with the success that he has so far right now. So I don't see him stepping in just, especially for something he don't understand. He don't know what's going on. He don't really know the layout of what James Gunn is doing or whatever. So, but yeah, y'all ready to get to this next stuff, man? I know we got a lot to get into here. Yeah. Let's get to these quick hits, fellas. All right, y'all, check this out. Said James Gunn was asked if Margot Robbie will return as Harley Quinn for the DCU. He says, quote, that will be revealed down the line, fellas. Well, BA, what you got on this, man? Do you want Harley Quinn? I'm sorry, do you want Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn? Or are you saying, shut up, give me somebody else, leave me alone?
I think he says that based off the timeline. So if Batman, if his Batman movie comes out in a relatively short time, within two years, let's just give it a number, then he said he probably will recast Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn because she did a great job. She didn't do a bad job. There's a lot of people in Hollywood that look just like her, but she didn't do a bad job. But if it's like 5 to 7 years before we get to this rendition of Harley Quinn to be with Batman can have his own storyline without Harley Quinn. I know the Joker is tied in clearly, but you can introduce Harley Quinn later on down the line, not necessarily right when Joker's being revealed. So yeah, you might have to go a little bit younger. And I'm not knocking her or anything like that, but 2 years versus 7 to 10 years, that's an age gap. That's an age difference. So I think that's what he means, as in like whenever I get to that point where I have a script and I see a part for her. Okay, how old is Margot? Where are we going with that? She's already close to 40. I'm not.
It's like mid 30s right now.
Yeah,
she's 35.
not rocking that. You know what I'm saying? We can get a younger actress. It doesn't. I don't think it takes too much to play this role. You have to sell it. You have to be an actress. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking Margot Robbie as an actress.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you got to be funny. You got to be little zany and stuff like. You got to be physical. And I think it's a lot of actresses that can fit that. So yeah, I think that's what it is. If it's close, it'd be her. If it's not close, then he'll just recast. I don't think it's a big issue.
What you got, BJ?
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of with BA. I think she's fine to do it in the next few years, but if she ages out of the role, because you don't want her to be like 45, running around with them little shorts on, talking about with the mallet, talking about she's Harley Quinn. That it has to make sense, but also depends on who your Joker is, because and even who your Batman is, because Alan Richardson is 42. And everybody wants him to be Batman because he fits the timeline with with the Damian Wayne story. So we'll see what happens. But if they do cast him, then she could still be Harley Quinn because she's still younger than he is. And like I said, they get a Joker around here. I didn't even realize I saw Jared Leto was 53, and she was Harley Quinn to him at and she was like 30. So we'll see. But if they get like I said, a younger Joker to go up against the Batman, and the Batman's in his 40s, I think that's cool. It all makes sense.
So you want Batman and Joker to be the same age, like Ben Affleck and I think Jared Leto were.
I mean, now the thing is, I think Joker he needs to be a little bit older. Especially depends on which version of the story you're going with. If he's involved in not like I said, he's not Joe Chill, the one who killed, but like I said, if he's involved or something with the creation of the Batman and all that, we just have to see. But he should be a little bit older, but I don't think he needs to be 20 years older.
Oh, not like the Joker. When he was Bruce Wayne was a little kid, he was like a grown man in his 40s or whatever.
Oh yeah, with the reaching through the fence, putting his hands on his face.
Yeah,
that was creepy.
What you think, Cuz?
Yeah, I agree with BA. It all depends on the timeline. Being able to, if it's somewhat soon, then yeah, it could be her again. If it's further down the road, then yeah, it might be time to recast and. The age between what you want for your Batman, your Joker, then Harley within it will take into account. But I'm sure he has a plan between having her or moving on from her. Only way we get it is if whenever they introduce Batman, we'll see.
I think I'm with that later number that BA said, the 7 years. We're gonna probably get him the next 7 years. Yeah, I don't care either way. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm not sitting here beating the table like bring her back. I'm not beating the table, get her out of here, nothing like that. Whatever decision they make. But I agree with BJ. It's gonna depend on what age they have the Joker and Batman and all that, and then they're gonna have to. It's gonna really depend on what because she's gonna definitely have to be younger than the Joker in a sense. Like BJ Jay said, not like 20 years younger, nothing like that, but. A few years younger. She's gonna still need to be in her peak, as like what BA was saying. So they decide they decided to put her in any movies or whatever here coming up in the next, the next 5 years, they probably need to go ahead and recast her. And plus, I think she's kind of trying to move on too. I think I heard her kind of say some stuff, but I don't know. It may have been just a rumor. But I can see her if it's something, soon they may put her as Harley Quinn. But I think she's kind of, like I say, in the mid 30s. If wait too long, and she's gonna be like 40 something or whatever. Then you could probably have to wait and see to get somebody else to be younger. But yeah, I agree with y'all on that one. All right, man. Speaking of which, check this out. James Gunn says he's likely actively looking to bring Bloodsport back to the DCU. So let's see what he says here. He says, I definitely am always looking for a place to put Bloodsport and figuring that out. So we'll see what happens. That's another character that we saw before, y'all. Do y'all want this guy back? Do you want him back, Big J?
I mean, like I said, I always like Idris Elba in almost everything he does, so I don't mind seeing him. You know, that's not a problem. I would love to see more of him, and his interactions with Peacemaker were always great too. So, like I said, I don't mind seeing him come back. That'd be cool.
What think, cuz?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it'd be dope to see him in this role. The character's pretty cool. Him playing the character would be awesome to see. So hopefully they are able to introduce him pretty soon as well.
Good point. What you think, BA?
I'm on the same wavelength as most of the panel. It's he did a good job to that. I think he did a good job at playing that role versus what Will did in his role. Two different characters. I get that, but
shots fired.
it is what it is. Idris can he can play with other he can act well with other guys. Interesting. Yeah, he can act well with other guys and everything like that. So he's a good piece. I know he's probably getting up there in age himself, so I hope it's sooner rather than later. But the thing with him is that you don't necessarily need too much physical during the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's more so shooting and things like that. So if I can get Idris for a little bit, he has his own fans, things like that. It's definitely a good look for the franchise.
See, I don't want him back because they killed Polka Dot Man off, bro. So I don't know what y'all talking about. No, listen, I'm with y'all. Bring him back. To be honest with you, I didn't think that he wasn't coming back. I thought that James Gunn, because he was a popular character in Suicide Squad, so I thought maybe James Gunn would find a way to bring him back or whatever. So I wasn't really worried about them, saying like, yeah, he ain't coming back or anything. I'm more on the fence if he's gonna bring back Harley Quinn than I am for Idris Elba. So, all right, let's see what we got next, y'all. So check this out. Speaking of which, we got Peacemaker season 2 hit debuts with the perfect 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, man. Let's go ahead. This right here is gonna link up to this right here. So it says Superman hits digital only 45 days after theaters, so fans can watch it before Peacemaker season 2. So check this out. It says in an interview with Screen Rant, James Gunn says that the digital release of Superman was moved up so fans could see it before Peacemaker season 2, which was originally set to premiere next month. So I'm guessing it's supposed to come out in September. What's your opinion on this, cuz? What you think about this, man?
I was just telling Big J that I hadn't even seen like the new commercial on it because I was just looking forward to it. Like I'm already excited. It's crazy that they dropped Superman out so early just for this, which just shows the excitement for Peacemaker overall. But I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun one.
Which thing, BA?
I still think it was it had to be done because obviously there's going to be things in Peacemaker that is directly related to Superman, but to have such a short theatrical run it's tough, man. It's a tough sell, especially when the other one, Man of Steel, went for like 150 days or so in the box office. That's a huge difference. So I guess they was okay with the numbers that they got, or maybe he just say like, look, this is the original plan. If I'm not mistaken, I think Peacemaker was supposed to be released in September, and they brought it up. So I don't know if that had anything to do with James Gunn or not, but to have this sort of a run is like you said, it's no legs. It's no legs for it. So it makes you interested in watching Peacemaker. So those that was probably casuals, like I can do without it. No, it's directly related to Superman. The reason why Superman is out the theaters. Let's put some emphasis on that. It's put out of the theaters because of Peacemaker season 2. So that tells me Peacemaker it has to be phenomenal. It has to have a ton of Easter eggs and things like that. They don't do that for just one or two scenes. No, this whole series should probably be based on the results of what happened in Superman. So we're getting our little like post like extended end scene in a series and things like that. This is it. This is part 2 to Superman. So Superman is Superman. This is like Peacemaker 0.5 or something like. It's like it's an addition to Superman. So we look at it that way. Then I'm all for it. I was going to watch it anyway. I started to rewatch season 1, but
Yeah.
It has to be spectacular to pull Superman out the theaters.
Hey, it comes out next week, right?
Next week, September 21st or something like that.
What you think, BJ?
So my thing, like BA and even Will was saying, I could see if you're excited about it, but why would you let a TV show that's going to be on your streaming service pull something out of the theaters before you have a chance to? Because to me, if they let Superman sit, it would probably pass up Man of Steel for total box office, which I think that would be a statement to the Snyder people. Like I said, I'm a fan of Man of Steel, but if you want it to be if you want to kind of shut up the Snyder people, you say, look, our movie made more money, than Man of Steel even, so it's a more popular or more successful, launch to a franchise. But by leaving it 100 million short, basically, to pull it to probably a TV show that's going to be on HBO Max, that doesn't make sense to me. Even if you're excited about the show, it doesn't make sense to rush Superman out of theaters so people could go watch the TV show. That doesn't sound like a sound financial idea.
Yeah, I hear you. I can't tell you why. I mean, what we see, yes, it probably makes sense on why they did it or whatever. I can't say if it's a good idea or not. I mean, I guess I could say, yeah, you're right, Big J. My thing is, I think that I agree with you what you and Cuz said with the legs, BA and Will. I heard what y'all saying with the legs. I think now this isn't the first movie that's done this. This has been going on since the pandemic, so I guess it's the norm. I think it's going to be the norm going forward. That movies are going to be 45 days and all that stuff, and then they're going to be straight to film, to TV. Because I think even if Peacemaker wasn't coming out, I think it was going to be about 45 days with the show or without the show. With the show though, this right here. Well, I don't know if y'all heard. So I don't know if they're gonna have like the first 5 episodes on TV. Is that what I was hearing, or people seen the first 5 episodes, like critics and all that stuff? It might have been that. So supposedly, what you were saying, BA, it's gonna be 8 episodes. 6, 7, and 8 are going to introduce us to what the full story of this run is going to be going forward. Like, this is going to tell us a lot of what the DCU is going to go forward from what a lot of people said. They said it wasn't a lot of people who saw 6, 7, and 8, and they said they did that for a reason because there's so much that people can spoil from those 3 episodes. But people, a lot of the critics and stuff saw episode 1 through 5, which is why you're able to see that 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm not gonna get mad at them for releasing it early because that's what everybody's been doing. It's just like it seemed like they did it for that reason, which I don't know. It could be, but at the same time, it's like that's what people normally do. They've been releasing stuff 45 days after the movie comes out, which I'm not cool with. Like y'all said, I'd rather these movies have legs, but I think ever since the pandemic, people are programmed now to say like we said before. Like I said, my uncle, man, I just wait till it come out on DVD or whatever. Cause like it come out today, but then it'll be on DVD tomorrow. I can wait or whatever, right? That's how some people are, which is why movie numbers and stuff like that are dropping, which is why the ticket prices are going up, but the number of people going to the movies went down, right? Because you got to kind of compensate for that money, and so I mean, either way, I mean it is what it is. I'm used to it now. Do I want them to keep them in there longer? Yeah, I would like for them to keep it in there longer so I can get some legs and get the money that's due, but. I mean, it is what it is at this point, man. I'm not even going to trip on it.
Well, I was going to say one thing, though. It would make more sense if they wanted to get Peacemaker out fast because Lanterns was dropping right after. But if Lanterns not coming out till 2026, this show is going to be finished airing in October. I don't see what the rush was to do boom, boom, and then a gap. You know what I mean?
Like who greenlit it to move up? Like what BA was saying. Maybe it's supposed to come out in September. Who greenlit it to move it up?
It would have to be James Gunn, but like I said, that don't make sense. Like, why not leave it in September? Let Superman, like you said, rest in the theaters and just keep making money for you. Even if the money's going down, it still would have crossed 600 million.
Yeah,
you could have had, potentially, like I said, the biggest DC movie or biggest thing, since that and continue your run. But like I said, now they're like, oh, let's cut it off so we can put this TV show out. And then, like I said, there's nothing coming out for at least 4 or 5 months after that. So you're gonna have a gap of product.
So two things. One, James Gunn didn't make this call. It either had to be Peter Safran or it had to be David Zaslav. One of those two had to make the call to move it up. Because Peter Safran is the guy who's over the marketing for DC, and then, of course, David Zaslav is the big boss. So it had to be one of those guys. But I'm trying to figure out why they decided to make that call on moving it up to move it up into August. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who made that call, but like I said, man, either way, like I said, it was gonna be 45 days regardless. If it was Superman, if it was Super Poo Poo. You know what I'm saying? So whoever made the movie, whoever character gonna be was gonna be 45 days. I'm not even. I mean, it is what it is at this point. Do I like it? No, but I mean, this is something we're gonna have to get used to. This is the our day and age now after the pandemic, after COVID or whatever. So it is what it is, man. All right, let's get to this next one here, y'all. James Gunn says he gave Superman a very short, theater run on purpose. He says in an interview with Screen Rant, James Gunn says Superman will release on digital. He said, I originally thought Peacemaker was going to be coming out next month. That's what we were just talking about. He says, I wanted everyone to be able to see Superman, wanted to, even though people who couldn't get to the theaters before Peacemaker. Yeah. So we already talked about that one already. Let's go to this next one here. Since BJ got the big background. Check it out. Sources have confirmed. Now, this is confirmed that DC Studios' new dynamic duo with Dick Grayson and Jason Todd film will be canon to James Gunn's new DCU. Says confirmed. Dynamic duo movie, Sway Box will be canon to the James Gunn new DCU. What do you think about this, BA?
Is this animated or real life?
That's the thing. It's supposed to be that like that was like the comedy. It's like a little claymation, animation, some other stuff combined.
Yeah,
Maybe probably doing that
animation.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I mean, honestly, either way, I'm all for it. My favorite character in the Batman family is Red Hood. So I get to see that. I get to see Nightwing, in which Nightwing really, I mean, a lot of times he gets played for a chump. Most of the time I've seen him. I mean, shoot, Damian Wayne killed him in a sense, right? So
that was an accident, man. It's an accident.
In a sense, right? So so just to see these two and just them two alone, I think will be great. I think their banter with each other, if they do it the right way, is awesome. I mean, one his name is a walking punchline, and the other actually died and came back, so that's a walking punchline in itself. So the fact that they got both of them together, they should be close in age. I don't want now. The problem with this is, let's say Titans. Let's bring up Titans. They introduced Red Hood in Titans, but they made him like 4'11", and Dick Grayson was like an average height. I'm like, yo, who's supposed to be afraid of this little dude, right? So if they have them similar in stature, whereas though when they actually went, if they fight each other, it actually looks like a great fight. Hey man, I'm all for it. So count me in. Whatever, however they want to do it, strictly animated, strictly claymation, strictly real life. It don't matter. I would love to see these two get their own shine beyond Batman.
We stay, BJ.
I think BA's disrespect of short people should be noted, and y'all should come after him. You said he was 4'11". I mean, you act like 4'11" people can't fight and shoot people with guns. I mean, like I said, that's what he's known for. Yeah, so
you were looking up to a lot of people in that show, BJ.
Hey, you know what, man? Look, he was still vicious.
Everyone, actually, even Raven.
Yeah,
he was like a honey badger. You know what I'm saying? You know, you say he looked up to who?
He said he looked up to
Raven. Even Raven.
He was looking up to Raven. Like, what's going on?
Look.
Oh man, he probably was.
How tall is that guy? He probably like 5'8", 5'9" in real life.
With the shoes on, BJ.
Platform.
Platforms, yeah.
Disrespect to that man.
No, we stay cuz.
I think it's going to be fun. A fun watch. I look forward to it, especially if it's animation. It gives them a little bit more creativity and to the side. So it's going to be a fun show or a fun movie to be able to watch on the big screen.
This tells me a couple things. One, they came up with an idea to shoehorn them into the DCU. Because remember the first time they talked about this coming out, it was not supposed to be,
Canon.
part of but it was supposed to be canon, but like a little idea they came up with. Sounds interesting. Okay, go ahead and make it or whatever. I think we even talked about it. It was one of those movies that was on the other side, like the Elseworld type thing. So they must have came up with an idea to shoehorn it into the DCU. Next thing is, so whoever they cast to voice these people, are they going to be the Robin and Red Hood moving forward? Because remember, they are coming out with a Batman Brave and the Bold, which they already said the Bat family is going to be in there. So whoever they cast as Nightwing and Red Hood, are they going to be the Red Wing and the Red Hood and Nightwing of this universe moving forward? Those two things are the questions that I have. Other than that, man, look, we don't know anything yet about this. Like I think what BA was asking earlier with the animation, I think they have like a combination of different type of animation they're gonna add to this. They said some new stuff they were trying or whatever. So we don't, like I said, we don't really know anything yet. We're gonna have to wait and see what their idea is. Other than that, man, I'm not mad at it. Like I said, they found a creative way to make these people into the DCU. Then I'm fine with it, man. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I need to see a trailer. Let's get the trailer going. All right, man. Let's see what we got here, y'all. Your favorite comic book movie of all time, BJ, says the main character for Doomsday will reportedly be Dr. Doom, like Thanos was in Infinity War. He said he will reportedly also have his own team in the film. Sound familiar, BA? Into what you kind of threw out there last show? Threw this idea. Well, yeah, we think about this, BJ.
So it's gonna be like his version of the Black Order or Cuddle Obsidian, whatever they called them in the movie.
Probably.
But what I've heard about it too is they said that it's gonna probably be people that he's convinced that he's right and he's trying to save the multiverse, and so they may not even realize that they're on the side of the bad guy, which that could make it more interesting. If he thinks he's the good guy, because he thinks, oh, I'm trying to save the multiverse. Because I saw that theory that they said that they believed that one of the things that caused the beginning of the collapse was Steve not going back to the timeline to choose to be with Peggy, and they said they think that caused an incursion, and so they said Doom is supposed to be going after Steve and Peggy and all that is one of the possible plots. So I was like, oh, I mean, I can see that because that always threw me off too. Is how did he just disappear and then go live a life and then didn't get involved in anything, and that didn't affect anything with two Steves running around at the same time.
Yeah.
So they said that could be one of the things that they use and basically like pulling heroes together to stop the incursions that are coming. And like I said, that could be compelling because, like I said, they would think, oh, we're the good guys, we're trying to save it, but then have everybody else trying to team up to stop them from destroying, the multiverse. So we'll see.
And the fact that he looked like Tony Stark. So yeah, you might be right. What you think, Cuz?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty interesting. It just makes sense that he was going to be the main character for it. What's going to be the crux of it is him thinking of himself to be the hero, but actually turns out to be the villain. And having that team or the people in these different universes to do it is who think that they're being helpful and actually bringing it to the end. I think it's going to be real fascinating and a great story to tell from it.
Man, I agree. Like I said, I kind of like what BA was saying. But BA, my bad. Go ahead, BA, my bad. Go ahead and get your flowers, man.
No flowers needed because I gotta see how it plays out. But at the end of the day, I was saying that this is going to be like like somewhat of a heist film, somewhat of instead of the stones that Thanos was collecting, Tony or Victor or let's say Robert, for lack of a better term, is going to go around collecting people, and his people will be in replace of the stones. So that's why you saw him with Franklin Richards. That's the cosmic version of said stones. That's him getting that. That's he might go to Loki, right? That's the timeline, the time stone in a sense. He could be going after them for that. It's just they're replacing the stones with people so they can keep a basic streamline so everyone else can kind of keep up with it to understand why he's doing that. So if you're saying that he's going to have a film like Infinity War, where that's all Thanos was doing was collecting the stones, it was very easy for the average person to follow along collecting these stones. Oh, he got one. Oh, he got two. Oh, all he needs is two more. It was that kind of thing. So it made it very simple for the people to watch it. So if you replace that with if you play Stones with people and understand who he's going after and what they present in said film, then you're like, oh, okay. Oh, he needs probably like 2 more guys. Oh, he needs the America chick from Doctor Strange too. Okay, cool. Now he can teleport. Okay, I get that. I understand. It's just going to be an understanding type of a role until he gets what he's needs, because he's going to win. He's definitely going to win in Doomsday, and then we'll see what happens in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
You know something though, the only problem I have with that is the exact formula from Infinity War and Endgame. And if they do that again, then that is kind of lazy to me. If you have hero win the first one.
Marvel has been fighting hero versus villain with similar power sets since they started. Mm-hmm. So I think they doubled down on the obvious with no problem.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like that's the exact same. Like you had all the heroes losing in the first one, and then they come back and figure it out and win in the second. I'm like,
I mean, I think that's what they're gonna lean to again, because I think we all kind of know that what they're gonna do is with the whole battle world thing. Like if he forms battle world, that means everybody lost. Like worlds are gone. Saying people lost their lives. So then that's going to lead right into Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is when they finish, they finally get the worlds back to order, whatever, and they form one cohesive timeline or whatever. So yeah, I think it's kind of like a dud type moment. I think we from what we've been hearing with this Doom actually does think he's doing the right thing, right? Just like how Thanos was. Like as much we didn't agree with it, Thanos thought he was doing the right thing, and I think with this case. Yeah, Killmonger, like a lot of these guys, if you think about the way that they've been portraying a lot of these characters of late, the villains especially, they think they're doing the right thing. And so with Doom seeing what's going on and everything, he because remember, even in the comics, like Doom wasn't really being a bad guy. He just thought that my way was the right way to to do it with it, which is why he made Battle World and all that stuff. So I think I can probably see that, man. Like because remember, Scarlet Witch had also said, remember in Avengers 2, where she talked about Tony, the way Tony was moving in Avengers 2. She was like, what Tony thinks what he's doing is the right thing. And if we talk about him being some kind of a variant of Tony or whatever, like I could see him having that same mind frame in this movies, where it's like, I think I'm doing the right thing, I'm saving everybody or whatever. So, and I think the best person to make sure everything overseen is done correctly is me. And so, like, we might not agree with it, but that's how he think. That's how he's thinking or whatever. He thinks he's doing the right thing. So, but yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get to this last one right here. So check it out, y'all. Live action rated R Ninja Turtle movie, The Last Ronin, is still in development. I think me and Cuz talked about this about a couple months ago. It says, according to Deadline, Paramount is still developing a live action rated R Ninja Turtle Last Ronin film. The story follows one lone surviving turtle after his brothers and Master Splinter are killed one by one. What you think about this one, BA?
When I seen this, I said this is awesome for comic books. I said it'll never reach the big screen. It won't. They won't.
Right.
And I still think that it's a hard sell for me that they're going to kill off these turtles in this movie, especially the way some of them died. Explosions, drowning, shot, all this. It's a lot of stuff that happened to these turtles, and everyone loves the turtles, right? They're still in a lot of people's hearts. So to see them get expired like that is pretty tragic in a sense. So it will lead for a great movie. I think they're going to pull a wool over our eyes some kind of way, and I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a dream. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just critically injured, maybe like off the shelf, that sort of thing. I don't know. I still don't have them until I see a trailer that they are actually dying. I'm not going to believe that they're going to kill off the turtles in this movie.
What you think, BJ?
I think if whoever's making this is trying to make my grandson cry because he's been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan since he was born, that'd be devastating for him to watch them die, and he would not know what to do with his life going forward because he'd be devastated. So like I said, I don't know. I don't see him being able to pull this off. Like I said, I just think it's one of those things that'd be too dark, probably.
So we talked about this about a couple months ago when he brought this up. As me being, I like the Last Ronin storyline, but I'm an adult. I'm a full-fledged adult. But the way that the IP is being pushed, like I think BA was alluded to, being pushed over the last since the 80s, it being like a kid-friendly family type of IP or whatever. For them to do this and make it rated R, for one, you're gonna alienate a lot of people because kids ain't gonna be able to watch this, and then two, you're gonna probably traumatize the kids. Cause like BA was saying, you're killing off some of their favorite characters or whatever, right? And like he said, if you read the book, they die in some ways, right? So, man, this is gonna be interesting. I hope Paramount know what they're doing. They might have an interesting story, but they might want to rethink what they're doing as far as would this damage their IP. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, like I said, for me, being an adult, I'm with it. I like the story. It's one of my favorite stories. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to sell for the casual people out there whose mind is set to where this is a pizza eating cowabunga dude type of IP or whatever. So I don't know.
How you gonna sell toys off of this?
I have no idea, bro.
That's what that dude Teenage Mutant been selling toys for the last 30 years. How you gonna monetize this? Like I said, in a way where kids could identify and be like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
just gonna be out there walking around crying.
Yeah, they're not killing these turtles off.
Man, it's rated R, BA.
If they pull a wool switch too, though, I mean, think about it. If they pretend they kill him off, like BA said, they said, "Oh, it was all just a dream scenario," then
It was all a dream. No biggie. Man,
that would be nah.
I mean, they've been developing this for a while, so maybe it'd be in limbo, and they don't come out with it. Maybe they come out with a better idea for a Ninja Turtle movie. A real.
Huh?
Oh my god! I need to see a trailer, BJ. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got, fellas. That's all we got today. Let's go ahead and show some love real quick, man, to Playback.
Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
All right, y'all. Let's see if we can get to some of these questions, these comments here. Let's see. Chili Chimp. He says Zaslav would not interfere. That did not work last time, and it's a new regime. Yeah. He said he agreed with me, Big J. And then he says depends on the script if Robbie wants to do it. Robbie has already said she sees the role as a caretaking role. Yeah, I think I heard her say something, man, to where she was done or something. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think there might have been a rumor. I'm not sure. But we'll see though. This guy here, King of Glow Sun Productions, says always so much ageism on this show. Wonder who did that. Chili says Alan is the wrong choice for Batman, in my opinion. Man, what's the dude name? I don't know if y'all saw that movie Drop. The guy who played in that, the main star in that movie, a lot of people wanted him to play Batman. I trust whoever they pick as Batman. I ain't gonna lie to you. Whoever they pick, I'm down. King says, in all seriousness, I don't like the way they made Harley Quinn now. They need another one and to make her the side character she is. Okay. King said make her a side character. Y'all need to shut up.
That sounds like sexist a little bit.
But she can't have her own movie, King.
Just can't have her own story.
Can't have her own story. Chili says Harley shorts aren't the only costume she wears, so I don't see why the age is an issue. I think Big J was just joking on that, Chili. But no, she does wear different costumes. I'm gonna ask you this though. Y'all think with this new DCU she gonna wear that the Court Gesture costume she wore in Batman anime series?
So the catsuit?
Like the one with the little little bells at the end or whatever on a little mask or whatever.
She'll pull it out, pause, but won't. I might unpause that, but it won't be like throughout the whole entire thing. I'll say that.
Kind of like homage, like, oh, this is what I used to wear.
Something like that. She might be going through a wardrobe. Now let me put this back. Something like that.
Didn't they do that in the flashback in the Jared Leto one? I thought they showed her wearing that.
Yeah. Then they had it in that little trunk or whatever. Oh, they did. You're right.
She was wearing it like dancing with him or something. She had it on for
Yeah.
like a second dance with him.
Yeah, she did. You're right.
That was better.
Chili also says, Joker has to be old enough to have wreaked havoc for a long time and to have killed Jason Todd already. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Probably the same age as Batman. You know, it probably be around the same age. Probably early 40s. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could probably see that. Or what if they get somebody like any like kind of midish to like late 30s and just say he's 40, so that way they can play Batman.
Especially for Batman.
Yeah. They said it that way they can play for a long. He's 40 in the movies, but in real life he like mid 30s, you know, late 30s or whatever. So that way he can play Batman for a longer time. Oh, he's talking to King. Oh, he said y'all was giving Big J Hill. Chili says, I think if they did a Harley origin, people would understand her better. She's completely insane, but is extremely intelligent because she's a psychiatrist. James Gunn already said no origins. Plus, we already seen her in like what, three movies already. So I think people kind of got an idea who she is. And I think James Gunn can kind of fit her here into the DCU without having to do an origin to where people understand what's going on with her and stuff. And King says best thing on TV right now is Dexter Resurrection. Man, he been talking about that show for 18 years.
He needs to watch Alien Earth. That's
bruh. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you seen it yet?
I seen episode 1, so I still got episode 2 to watch.
Man, episode 2 made me itch, man. I ain't gonna lie. Jesus. Chili says King. He's talking to King. Let's see.
You know what?
Said,
taking shots. Why are they taking shots at me?
Chili says, I think Idris is back. Also, I think who's that? Will be the second half of the White Rabbit, in my opinion. Who's that?
I think they're talking about the show, the Dexter. I think.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Then he says, Idris and Cena have just done a film with her, produced by Peter Safran. I think, in my opinion, that was a chemistry test for her with Bloodsport and Pete. Oh, okay. I know you talk about. What's the name of that movie? Head of State. Yeah, Head of State. Yeah,
Head of State.
Yeah, I think you know what, I can see her being in the DCU somehow. I don't know who she could be, but yeah, I could definitely see that. He said, yeah, in my opinion, she's a massive cameo as the second half of the White Rabbit with Gunn is talking about in Peacemaker. Yeah, you think she did a big cameo?
I gotta watch it then.
Yeah,
basically he's saying based off their chemistry, that might be a hint to have them in them, have them be more together. I guess maybe.
Bro, I saw that movie.
Here's the State. You saw it? Oh, it's trash.
It was a movie.
Understood.
Chili says that was Asloff's decision. I think maybe they don't see it making much money internationally. The strategy could change down the line. You know what? To be honest with y'all, that's what I meant to talk to y'all about. I think I think hurt Superman was international. Because remember, they pulled it from like 3 or 4 different countries or whatever. They wouldn't have shown it in like 3 different countries or whatever for some odd reason. I forgot what it was. It was something with the licensing rights or something like that, or because of what y'all's president said or whatever. But yeah, so I think it had a lot to do with it too, because it did great domestically. It broke a lot of box office records domestically. It's just that internationally, it didn't hit every market. And I think if it did, it would have passed. It would have been passed up. Man of Steel, Big J.
Well, Superman historically does not do well internationally because he's more of an American hero.
Yeah, that's what they said too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that too. Let's see. He said this could mean that the Brave and the Bold is close to being ready to green light. No, not necessarily, Chili, because they were talking about doing a Bane and Deathstroke movie before even having the idea of what Batman was going to be. So we already know that in this universe, James Gunn's already said that literally every villain and superhero is already established already. Like everybody's around. They've been around for 300 years or whatever. So they don't have to necessarily have this like link into Batman. They just know that these characters are around. Because guess what? They were talking. Oh, go ahead, BJ.
No, I think it'd be dangerous to do the Bane Deathstroke thing without having the Batman already be established, because I think you run the risk of almost being, even though it's different situation, you almost run the risk of being like a Venom type situation where you have two villains without the main hero for them to go against. You know what I'm saying? It'd be weird for them to not have it, especially if he hasn't been cast yet, for them to be showing up in something and not ever show Batman show up in Bane and Deathstroke in a movie together. You know what I mean?
Only difference is with the Venom thing. I think we all had an idea they weren't gonna have Spider-Man in there, right? This was just Venom, nobody else, right? We already know there's going to be a Batman coming down the pipe very soon. And also too with Bane and Deathstroke, there are stories in comic book runs where those two have their own comic book run without Batman being involved. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think he'll be okay with those two. We know Batman's coming down the pipe. Like with Venom, we sitting there begging them to put Spider-Man in there. We kind of figured they didn't want to use Spider-Man, so that's a different situation. But like I said, I don't even know what they're gonna do with the Bane and Deathstroke situation anymore, because we haven't heard anything.
Let's just say they continue. Let's say it's greenlit. So you have that. Let's say the dynamic duo is being greenlit as well. So you have that. What they're doing is they're forming a world of Gotham, right?
Yes.
They don't have to waste time in a Batman movie to do so. So let's just say they did this. All right, for example, Black Panther 1, BP1. It's like the one thing I probably wanted from that movie that I didn't get was the world of Wakanda. Like it was a fast track of all Black Panther, but we didn't get to see the aspects of Wakanda, right? You know, the markets, everything. We just didn't. It was kind of rushed through. So if you can take time out to do those things and other renditions of it, now Batman can have a similar movie to like a Black Panther where he can just be Batman and just go through the movie without having to explain what Gotham is, in a sense, because Gotham is a character in his own self. So they can do that, and Batman doesn't have to worry about that. That gives you more Bruce Wayne and Batman in the movie.
So you saying build the world?
I know that he's coming. Pause.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so you saying build the world around him, and then establish him. That's something new. Like I said, and I trust in them to do it right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not mad at that. Cause like you said it perfect. Gotham is his own character. So build this world within the world that you're trying to establish as a whole. Because that's what they're doing with Superman, right? With the Superman saga, they're building this world within the world. So yeah, I'm cool with that, man. I agree with you, BA, on that one. Chili says White Rabbit is two people in one. One is brown skin and the other is a white haired blonde lady. That in DC or something? Am I missing something?
I don't know. I thought that was going to be the response to the next joint.
Yeah, me too. Chili says I agree. DCU is going to be much vast. It will go beyond the main heroes, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what James Gunn is good at, man. He'll take these. Like I said, I always use the example of Polka Dot Man. Nobody knew who Polka Dot Man was unless you really was into DC like that. And he made that character a name. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna see. Did you look it up, BJ?
Yeah.
White rapper. Who is it?
Yeah, see, it's an Indian socialite with the superpower to duplicate herself as an albino criminal with enhanced speed and dresses like a Playboy bunny.
Oh, okay. Does that sound like a James Gunn type of character?
I mean, it's a deep, deep cut. So probably, he pulls Star out on you in a minute. So
yeah, that was a deep cut. I thought they would have said that for like a Justice League movie or something. Yeah, he says yes. DC White Rabbit is a meta-human, an Indian lady, and a white woman with blonde hair. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, oh, so she is in Peacemaker. That's what he's saying. I think he's saying. Oh, okay, yeah, he has already put white. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I got you. Yeah, he said she's already in Peacemaker. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to. Man, I can't wait till that show come out. Like I said, we got about a week until that show comes out. We're gonna talk about that show here too. We're gonna let the show, finish, and then we'll talk about it and give our spoiler discussion on it.
But so the thing is, they said that Bray Noel has said that she's White Rabbit.
So is that she a white woman?
Yeah, she said she came out. But the thing is, so from everything I've seen, it's the same person. It's just like her skin turns white and her hair turns blonde instead of being brown skin with black, black hair. But as they said, Bray Noel is saying that she's, multiple articles say she confirmed that she was Peacemaker. She plays White Rabbit.
That is true. I'm looking it up now. So,
Yeah, for what he's saying that she's gonna be the brown lady, and then when you talking about she's gonna be the blonde haired lady. Is what he's saying.
But like I said, that's weird because that's not how it usually works, though. According to what I've seen.
I don't know. I'm gonna see because I didn't even know that she was in the show. So
it looked like it's just this white lady.
Yeah. So
it looked like it's just this white lady and Peacemaker too.
Oh, he said they haven't cast the Indian side. Oh, he's saying they should cast her as the Indian side. What he's saying.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got you. I got you
too, though. She's gonna be in it. Like,
yeah. So the one they just named off. Yeah, she's in it. Chili. So I see what you're saying now. I got you. He's saying that she's the playing, like you said, that character, and then he's saying the Indian side of her. He's saying that the lady from Head of State. Yeah.
Understood.
So okay.
Understood.
I got you. We checking. All right, man. Listen, we definitely appreciate y'all, man, geeking out with your boys for another episode. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, too, everybody hit them like buttons for us today, man. Follow us on our other channel, Cuz We Geek Clips, where we post all the short condensed versions of the show on that channel. So we definitely can use your help to grow that channel. And also, too, like I said, follow us, guys. Follow us on our socials here at Cuz We Geeked on X. And, yeah. I know Cuz had to leave early, but we got Big J in the building, got BA in the building. We'll be back here on Tuesday evening, y'all. So y'all stay geeked, and we out.